No summer is complete until we hit a water park. At least that's what thrill seekers say once the sun is out and they get in line, waiting to go on to their favorite rides. But some rides can be a bit too extreme and might make you think twice, unless you're really up for a challenge. Today we'll be looking at some of the most dangerous water slides in the world. It's an absolute miracle that some of them are still open. Make sure you check out number 1. It's a real treat for those who like to live on the edge and a nightmare for those who like to play it safe. Number 10. The Aqua Loop. If you love water parks, you've probably seen the Aqua Loop before. This water slide is at different water parks all around the world, and if you come across it, you're not likely to ever forget it. In the Aqua Loop, riders stand on enclosed platforms and are then released down an almost vertical slide that ends in a loop. It all happens within just a matter of seconds. This ride is so fast that you can easily get stuck halfway through the loop if you're not wearing proper clothes. For that reason, some parks will even ask riders to wear their swim shorts inside out to avoid having any zippers or cords getting stuck on the walls of this thrilling slide. Would you take the risk of going on this ride? It'll only take you a few seconds to know whether you made it out or not. But don't worry, the few reported minor incidents at the Aqua Loop have been from people who didn't follow the park's instructions. Make sure you listen to the staff, wearing the right clothes, and get ready to release all that adrenaline built up inside of you. Once you're out, you'll want to go back for more rounds. Number 9. The Scorpion's Tail. Was the Aqua Loop not thrilling or challenging enough for you? Try the Scorpion's Tail at Noah's Ark in Wisconsin. The Scorpion's Tail is considered America's first looping water slide, and Noah's Ark is considered America's biggest water park. So you definitely must visit this place. What makes this ride more thrilling and dangerous than the regular Aqua Loop is its height and length. This ride is as high as a 10-story building and slightly longer than a football field. Can you imagine going down 10 stories and be set into a loop while covering the same distance of a football field in just a matter of seconds? Just like the Aqua Loop, no major incidents have been reported at the Scorpion's Tail, but that doesn't mean your heart will be beating any slower. If you're afraid of heights, it'll take you some courage to go up those stairs and let go of that fear. Number 8. Phaser. If you've ever driven a car, you've probably tested your limits at some point, just to see how fast you can go. But it's a bit hard to reach high speeds without being on some sort of vehicle. The phaser challenges that idea as it makes your body slide down as fast as your car on a very long slide. This is one of only 20 slides at Germany's famous Galaxy Erding water park. It is considered one of the most intense rides at the park and by extension in the world, as it sends you down at a speed so fast that might remind you of those times you broke the speed limit on the road. At some point, the park had to ban women from getting on the phaser. The high speed and the impact of the water at the bottom of the slide caused injuries on 6 women in their genital area. The park authorities came to the conclusion that the ride was not good for the female anatomy. I guess that's what happens when you go too fast, though. Number 7. Insano. When you think of Brazil, you probably think of loud carnivals, lots of colors, and exotic landscapes that'll take your breath away. Surprisingly, there is something else in Brazil that will take your breath away, and I'm not sure it's in the way you're thinking. Brazil just happens to be home to Insano, one of the tallest water slides in the world. In fact, when it opened up in the late 80s, it was immediately considered the tallest and fastest by Guinness World Records. Insano is as high as a 14-story building, so high that you can spot the Atlantic Ocean from up there. While it will take you a few flights of stairs to reach the top, it'll only take you 4 or 5 seconds to make it down this steep water slide. Perhaps this will be the longest 5 seconds of your life, so come ready to scream at the top of your lungs, just like everyone else is in this record-breaking high slide. You are only allowed to ride on your back with your legs crossed, but that doesn't seem to be a problem as you'll barely have any time or space to get into a different position. Number 6. The Aquasphere. The shape of this Australian ride doesn't seem as threatening or dangerous from a distance. It just looks like any other long and cool-looking slide waiting for you to ride on it. But your idea on this sphere might change once you hear the stories of what goes on inside the spheric ride. On this ride, you are sent down on a floating raft. That doesn't seem dangerous or threatening until you make it to the spheres, where your draft could easily turn around and make the water send you down backwards. It's a lot of fun, but with so many sharp turns and twists, the Aquasphere has been responsible for many injured riders. One of the scariest stories is that of a kid who got thrown against the walls of the slide so hard that he left the ride unconscious. Number 5. Summit Plummet. There's no such place like Disney World. It's all smiles, magic, excitement, and home to one of the tallest and scariest water slides on Earth. That slide is the Summit Plummet. Disney's Blizzard Beach's main attraction is a free-fall water slide, one of the fastest and the third tallest in the world. What makes the experience at the summit plummet so intense is that you can't see where you're going until the moment you make it down the slide. It's almost as if you're flying down in a vertical line without really making any contact with the water slide. Perhaps it's not as high as Insano, but the Blizzard setting definitely makes it feel more intimidating, adding an extra thrilling sensation to the experience. Since it's been open for quite a long time, the ride is currently experiencing some refurbishing, promising to be ready soon for those riders who are not afraid of anything, even when they can't see where the ride will take them. Number 4. The Black Hole. A world where you can get the same experience, minus the tragic incidents. Number 3. The Verrückt. Verrückt, we've actually talked about this one quite a bit on this channel. For our returning viewers, you could probably recite everything about this slide that I've said to the letter. All is fun and laughs until a life is lost, and that is the case of the Verrückt, a water slide in Kansas that is getting demolished after a 10-year-old boy lost his life in 2016. Why did he die? Well, due to a terrible neck injury caused by the ride. The Verrückt, which is the German word for insane, was taller than Niagara Falls, making it the tallest water slide of its time. Riders were sent down on the 3-person rafts at high speeds. When the innocent boy went on this ride, the raft went airborne, fatally hurting his neck and injuring the 2 women who were riding with him. It is a fact the Verrückt was definitely insane. Too insane in fact that you just can't ride it anymore. Though if I'm not mistaken, this was also caused by park negligence, as they didn't listen to anybody who was saying that the boy was far too skinny to be on this ride. Now it's time for the day's best pick. My pick for today made me wonder, what do you get when you mix water slides and sharks? A lawsuit. Or, that's something that goes beyond anything dangerous we've seen so far. A few questions are asked at least. Situated in the beautiful Bahamas, the Leap of Faith sends you on an almost vertical drop from a dreamy Mayan-themed scenario. Right after the drop, you'll most likely start yelling, and it won't be just because of the excitement, but because you'll be coming face to face with one of the many sharks that wait for riders in the lagoon. At the bottom of the Mayan temple, stay strong and be brave, as the water slide is a clear covered tunnel all the way through. But it will be hard to ignore the fact that many Caribbean reef and hammerhead sharks are at a short distance away from you. And just remember, kiddies, hammerheads have been known to be man-eaters before.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. The Cannonball Loop. Another returning favorite from some of our previous lists. Rumor has it that no one who ever went on this ride ever came back for a second round. The Cannonball Loop was an enclosed water slide with a full vertical loop at the end. It looked like a roller coaster, and it was the ultimate attraction at Action Park, New Jersey. A place that also came to be known as Accident Park, which is probably not a good thing for their advertising. And you can imagine why. Everyone was so afraid of the cannonball that the owner of the park had to pay $100 to his employees to give it a try. Some of them took the offer and came back with a nosebleed, and some others came back with some back injuries. One person even got stuck at the top of the loop, and a teenage boy smacked his head and barely made it out of it. As a reward, riders were greeted with a splash from a garden hose, as if that could erase the memory of such a scary experience. At least they made it out with $100 in their pockets. That'll help cover the medical bills. Would you go on a dangerous ride for $100? Oh, in this climate, maybe. How much would you like to get paid to get on a water slide as dangerous as the ones we mentioned? Either way, let us know in the comments section down below. And also, while you're at it, why not click on one of the 2 videos up above? They'll give you even more interesting facts in this video. With all that said and done, everybody, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Later, everybody.